Jim, what's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. How was your trip, man?
No complaints, man. Besides the earthquake, everything is all right. It's my first time feeling an earthquake, so.
Yeah. I was recently in LA, right? And they were saying, oh, you missed the earthquake. And I'm like, I wish I would have experienced it, right? Because I never, being from Detroit, Metro Detroit, I never experienced an earthquake. It'd be kind of dope to tell people about, like, hey, I was out there, they had an earthquake.
Yeah, I got a story for you. So.
All right, a few questions, man. I appreciate you taking out your time. Thank you. Have you been able to close deals with me that you thought would be difficult to close?
Well, I ain't gonna say difficult to close. We definitely been able to close some deals with no problem. So to answer that question, yes, we've been able to close deals with no problem.
Okay. You mentioned before that you were able to close deals without physically seeing the people that you was dealing with. I hook you up with some contacts of mine and y'all communicate via phone and email. And next thing you know, you close and then you got money in your account. You said you was talking to your pops about that.
Yeah, that was a hell of an experience. Excuse my language, but yeah, I had actually like 2 or 3 phone calls with a couple of your contacts. And we never met. I guess that credit and I guess your good word speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? So the two together, you just got things done. Like I said, we didn't even have to meet. I met like 1 or 2 of the people at the closing, and that's it. We signed some paperwork, shook some hands, and that was it.
Did you have to kiss any babies?
Nah, none of that, bro. None of that. I was surprised too, man. Like I said, we didn't have no contacts throughout the whole thing, man. We only had the contacts at closing, so.
Okay.
And that was quite an experience for sure.
So I'm gonna kind of go off the beaten path. I have clients in the past who told me that black people cannot get loans from the banks. They told me to my face, Jim, that black people can't get loans. And you look black to me, Tell me how untrue that is. Like,
did you believe them when they said that?
Absolutely. I thought they were just.
What was your reaction when they told you that?
Ignorance is bliss.
Okay.
If you don't have a frame of reference or resources, you don't have information, then you kind of believe the propaganda. But it takes people like me and you to show people differences, for them to say, okay, it really is possible for people that look like me.
But here's the thing about the black people thing, and I hate to split us up, but you got the N-words, and excuse my language on that, and then you got just black people. And like I said, I'm not against my race. I love everybody, and that's just is what it is. But if you go in there with the wrong attitude and your paperwork ain't together and you ain't talking right, and you gotta act like you got some sense when you talking to those people, because you going in there and essentially you asking them to do something for you. Now you can go in there and act like you just because you black and people owe you something. You ain't got nothing coming. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta go in there with your mind right, your paperwork right, and know how to talk to people. Now, you should be able to get the things done that you need done. Simple as that. I didn't have a problem, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna wear my sunglasses. I'm gonna say what I say, you know what I mean? But I do know how to talk to people. So it's about, ain't all about what you know. Sometimes about who you know also.
So what you said, Jim, is if you go in there with 498 credit score and then you denied, you can't say, oh, they just denied me because I'm black.
It ain't their fault. You ain't got the numbers. You know what I mean? It's a numbers game as well. Now you gotta have something to put on the table for them to say, okay, we gonna mess with you. You can't go in there with no 400 credit score and think you're about to get nothing done. So nah, it ain't cause you black, bro. You could have been blue and they gonna tear you down.
Hey.
It don't make a difference.
Okay.
No doubt.
So speaking of credit, would you recommend my services to anybody who's looking to get their credit repair and or seek funding for their real estate ventures or their businesses?
Well, I definitely would recommend you because, like I said, through my experiences, we got things done. It wasn't no problem. I gave you a call. You gave me the contacts I needed, and you reached out, and things got done. Simple as that. So yes, I would recommend you for either of the things that you just mentioned, for sure.
Okay, thank you. Now you talk about contacts, right? I like to consider myself somebody with a real healthy Rolodex, right?
Okay.
I can get a lot of things done by people who I already know with my phone. I did a video about this recently about people looking to get new contacts. They go to networking events, but they never actually follow up with people. They never dialogue. They never get to know the people that they meet, and so they don't know what they can do for them. Mm-hmm. They just constantly meet new people and not really cultivating the relationships that already currently exist. Mm-hmm. So what would you say about my contacts, or at least the people I've introduced you to so far?
Well, at the end of the day, man, it's all about networking relations. You know, you can get things done one time, or you can continue to build a bond with these people, you know what I mean? Because you never know what they can help you with or somebody else that you know in the future. Like, a lot of us don't really know what's going on as far as how to get loans and what's the steps to get them. And that's really where it's at. It's all about the education, man, because nobody really taught us. But my advice to anybody, like, if you really want to get something done, if you got your ducks in a row, at least try it. Because if you don't try it, you don't know. You know what I mean? Talk to people that's doing what you're trying to do, and they'll point you in the right direction. Just like me and you. You know what I mean? I met you through a mutual friend, mm-hmm. and our relationship has grown through business tremendously. So again, it's just about who you know in networking relationships. And after you do get these deals now with these people, you definitely want to follow up with them. They might have a brunch or a luncheon at someplace or something. Yeah, stop by, drink a cup of coffee with them or something, and just, you know, tell them thank you for what they did for you, and keep it moving, so they can remember your face and everything like that. So.
Absolutely, right? If they do something for you in 2019, they don't see you no more than 2023. It's like, you're a stranger. Yeah, they like,
you used them, man.
Yeah, like, who are you?
Right. Now you want to, now you come to them in 2025, like, hey man, I need this done. They're like, what about all those lunches I invited you to and all that? Could have came by, you know. So it's about building relationships, man. So
absolutely.
That's what it's about.
So Jim, I appreciate you taking your time, man. I know you're a busy man. To come do this testimonial for me. It definitely helps when people see people that look like them doing things that they don't think they can do, right? It opens up the doors to make people say, okay, at least I'm gonna go try. I'm gonna call Jabari. I know the number he yelling out to come meet with him is high, but it might be worth it, you know,
I would say it's worth it.
To deal with this guy, because he know what he's doing.
And I wouldn't say it's actually high, you know, it's fair.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it gets done. So at the end of the day, if that's what you're trying to do, it's a cost for everything. So it's just about making sure everybody eat, and it's enough money for everybody. So I wouldn't worry about that, bro.
Well said. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.